Here on episode 34, the Gearheads are live from the Magnaflow set. Dude, it's the Magnaflow stage, right?
Yeah.
Dude, sorry. This is gonna take all night. There'll be no edits, guys. Ah. You writing it down for me? You're awesome, dude. I get cue cards now.
Apparently you need cue cards now.
Apparently I do need cue cards. Okay, let's go again. Ready? All right. Here we are. Thanks, man. Magnaflow stage and hot. Thank you.
There you go.
Yes. What's my motivation?
I don't know.
Success on this take.
That's right. Good.
Ta-da!
Here on episode 34, the Gearheads are live from the Magnaflow stage in Hot Rod Alley at the SEMA Show 2018. That's good enough for me. I'm not even touching it. I'm going to clip off the very end of that and call it a day.
Good job, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Hey, that's all about whatever it takes to make it easier.
This is how we work our team. Okay, edit.
Alex, you can't be doing that. It picks
Oh,
up
yeah,
everything.
no tappy taps. No chewing. Okay, so anybody need a drink before we go here? That's what I'm going to do. Get a nice ice cold beverage in your hand. If you're taking directly.
Okay.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is my future here. All right, guys. That's a lot of damn background noise, man.
It is what it is, man. I'm having a pickup going, oh, God, that's noisy. So I'll...
I guess we got to, well, this one's good though, right?
Yeah, we're on. We got that one on and this one
Just
on.
make sure you project like a
Yeah, we got...
one. You ready, guys?
We're stage actors.
So, do we want the laptop to be seen in the video?
It is fine. Dude, leave it alone. Just leave it
Or
alone.
lay the screen?
It doesn't even
If I lay
matter.
the screen, it
Dude,
puts in sleep
just
mode.
put it right back where it's at. Just...
You sure?
I
I just want to get it.
Okay.
It is what we are. This is...
We is what we is?
We is what we is.
I hate that idea.
Just leave it alone.
Okay, boys and girls. In 3. Shit's warts and all, man. Hopefully this comes out, dude. Well, hey, here among the background noise and Zamboni vacuum cleaners and whatnot from the Magnaflow stage here in Hot Rod Alley at the 2018 SEMA Show. This is the Round Six podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Alex.
And we're here to entertain you.
It's about 8 o'clock at night. We are actually on the SEMA floor at 8 o'clock at night. And since we got the camera, yes, we have these. This is the coolest thing ever. We can do whatever we want any time of the day we want.
Well, within reason?
SEMA, within reason.
Actually, well, we found out the other night we can do anything we want. So.
We can go into any place, any room in this whole entire complex in 24 hours a day. So we've been very fortunate. We had a great connection take care of that for us.
Thank you, Carson.
Thank you, Carson.
There's not enough thanks in the world, man. And just in keeping with that spirit, I'm keeping my clothes on tonight. This is a first for me.
This is a first. I'm
not
happy.
used to recording. I mean, he's next to me, so, and
That's right.
the court order specifically says,
Well, if he's at least 100 feet away, is that
unless we're near a liquor store, I think it's got something to do. But we're in a nice little area, man. We got let's see, we got Covercraft across the way, which we haven't seen what their debut car is because it's under the cover.
Brembo, Mothers,
Those people,
Yeah.
Borla,
some company we never
Energy
heard
suspension. There's yeah.
of.
Magnaflow.
Yeah,
You
we
should see what they got on the other side of this wall.
we'll take you over there later on if you're good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I hope you can hear us. It's noisy as all get out in here, so we're doing our best for you.
Yeah. What you're hearing right now are all the people that behind the scenes that make SEMA happen. I mean, we've been watching this all week. We've been watching this phenomenal team of folks that are constantly taking up the trash and vacuuming the floors. And if you would have seen this place Sunday night, Monday morning, it didn't look anything close to what it looked like now. And those people deserve a big round.
Definitely.
Pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Good for you guys. So, and we were talking about the logistics of setting up a show like this, having seen it from behind the scenes. I mean, Sunday night when we were in here, looked like, I think your word was, a typhoon hit it.
A typhoon hit it.
It was brutal. You've got to imagine putting together the worst, most complex ever IKEA furniture. And
well, the piles of trash. We're walking through piles of
Yeah.
just boxes and parts, and people are coming through and picking up the trash.
Right.
And they come right back again 20 minutes
Oh,
later
yeah.
and pick up the trash.
Yeah.
And you go, I don't know where this trash is going. I have
Right.
no idea how much is even here. I've never seen anything like this before.
And there wasn't one aisle that you could walk down that wasn't blocked by a crate. I
No.
mean, big crates. I mean, these displays are big, and all that stuff's got to get in. And then it all just started to slowly disappear. It was gone.
which was crazy. And I think you saved probably 1,000 people from tripping over a wood screw hidden underneath.
It was right before they were going to start rolling the carpets down. All the aisles are bare. It's all bare concrete, and then they start bringing these rolls of that's a carpet.
Yeah, they brought concrete in.
Oh,
The
they
rolls of
brought
concrete.
Rolls of
Oh, it's
concrete.
pretty awesome. You should see the machine. But they bring these rolls of concrete in, and I was finding all kinds of long sheet metal or sheetrock screws that they use to secure the crate lids down. So, yeah, it's pretty scary.
And I do have to say, if you were looking to invest in something, right around this time of the year, invest in sheetrock screws
And carpet.
And carpet. This is
Now the carpet, see, that was the most amazing thing. We
Yeah.
were in here Monday night. We were in here Monday
there
The
was
show
no
night.
carpet.
opens Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock.
So Monday night, there's still stuff on the floor and carpet is still not down. So somewhere between 9 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock the next morning, this whole entire place is carpeted. So I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of feet these
Can't even
buildings
imagine.
are.
Yeah.
It's all carpeted.
and they had to do that between the human, like, Wall-E cleanup robot
Right,
going around here with just pass after pass
Poor thing.
after
The poor
pass.
people. Felt so bad for them.
I wonder if those people end up, like, eventually with OCD, where you're just like, you keep doing the same thing over and over.
I was just here, you know.
Their houses are a mess because they don't want to vacuum. They look at vacuums over and over. Well, I'm not vacuuming my house.
Oh my God. So, let's talk here. Today was a little bit. It started off slower.
Yeah.
I would say it filtered in a lot slower. Tuesday was
Day
an
one.
insane
Day
amount of
one.
crowds.
Yeah.
Really,
Yep.
really gigantic.
Do you remember we were sitting there, and I think we were in South Hall? Had a camera set up at the door, 8:59. Yeah. All of a sudden, 9 o'clock. Welcome to SEMA Show, and it was like a rush of people blowing through the door. We've got it on video. It's pretty funny.
People running, actually
Yeah,
running
running.
past
Literally,
the camera. It's-
People
you-
ran.
Yeah.
There's a guard at the door.
Yeah.
The SEMA Show is now open. And it's like, hold on to your crap because you're there.
Step to
Here
the
it comes.
side. It's like hot rod
It's like
Black
running
Friday.
in the bulls.
It was pretty awesome, actually. I don't know where they were all running to, but man, they were in a sprint. They had their big old burlap nylon bags ready, and they were gone.
They were excited, like they've been waiting in the wings forever, and all of a sudden the starter's gun went, and they were gone.
Just a thunder of flip-flops and nylon bags.
But what was cool is we were able to be on the other side to watch this.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is,
it was
all the stuff
awesome.
we're talking about is, I've been to SEMA Show for years and years and years. You've been a bunch. You've been a
Yeah.
bunch. We just see it like we're looking at it right now. The carpet's all done and it is what it is. But you never see what actually goes on behind. And to say it's amazing. The logistics of this whole thing is just.
Yeah, if you start looking at the
Insane.
scope of the logistics of what it takes to put this thing together from the most basic element, it's hard to even fathom. There's stuff everywhere. There's signage and all the things that happens inside just to get it ready. Everywhere you go, there's a SEMA logo, and it's an impressive operation.
And I tell you, it's kind of nice. I mean, after being here years and years, though, I realize none of us can find our way to a certain booth.
Nope.
If somebody says,
Nope.
I'm at the
Nope.
X company booth,
Nope.
it takes about 25 minutes for you to go, okay, what's it near? What are you looking at?
Yeah.
Like,
I've kind of got it to the point now where in each particular hall, there's one particular focal point that I work from. And in the main hall, it's the Ford booth, because Ford's elevated a little up top, and they've got a great display on their back wall, and then the big Ford logo up there. And so that's kind of always my North Pole that I kind of work from.
I wonder if they have that contractually, allocated to them year after year, because I would love to step in. Nothing against you, Ford. But I would love for you to come in one year and just see the Round Six podcast and have the whole booth, but it's literally just a table this big.
A card table leaning over to the left a little.
Oh, we should have brought the cards.
And four mismatched chairs. We don't even get the
A towel taken from our hotel.
I don't want to sit on the encyclopedia.
But so let's give a talk here real quick. We do this. We've done this every year. This is the first year. No, okay, of 2 years. This is the first time we haven't done like a daily like a live feed. So for the two of you out there that watched those last year, thanks a lot. They were fun, but we just didn't have the time this year.
There was no time. We were working from sun up to way sundown.
Yeah.
And it was tough. So we decided what we'd do instead was kind of compile it all into one episode. And I think taking that into mind, let's do what we usually do. Let's talk favorite vehicles so far. I mean, here it is, because it's Thursday night. I mean, this is late in the week. You've had time to look, so no messing around. Really, go. What's your favorite?
He's got his. I know what his is.
I've got a couple of them. I've got one that kind of stands above the others.
Okay, let's go top. Let's go three. Don't make it even in order.
Okay.
Just three
I've got
vehicles
my
you
three
like.
easy.
No top three.
Okay.
Unless you want.
I love the Speed Core Charger, 1970 Charger.
Jeez.
Yep. As a matter of fact, we were able to work with those guys before SEMA, Dave Salvaggio and their guys.
Lyle was awesome on there.
Lyle was great. We did a
font of
podcast with him
information.
and also did a story on the website. And I'm not picking that car as my favorite only because we did that. It's because it is an amazing, incredible machine. All carbon fiber, and we won't go into great detail about it because I'm going to allow you guys through your opportunity to
Well,
pick
and
your cars.
you have a full feature on the site.
We do.
Well, not as a plug, but round6pod.com. Alex wrote up. Man, you really went kind of, for lack of a better, Alex went kind of balls out and wrote a really nice article. Man.
Well, because it's a car that deserves it.
Oh, indeed.
It's just an amazing piece all the way from top to bottom, and the engineering and the craftsmanship. It all came together. It is my favorite car of the show. Now there are a couple other cars that I really like. That my second favorite is the Kyle Tucker Camaro. We've probably gone by that car probably 10 times. Every time I stop and look at it, every time it just stops me in my tracks, and I just want to look at the car. It's an absolute beautiful car. And my third car is Jesse Greening's Maverick. Oh, I mean, when you can bring a Maverick that everybody says, "Oh, you built a Maverick." I mean, I don't understand the not hate, but the dislike of Mavericks. I don't get it. I think it's a great looking body style. I think it's underappreciated. It's a fastback body style with all Mustang componentry, and I think it's a great package. But people kind of look down on it. Well, this particular car, the way that it's done, and the level that it's done, I think people are going to start looking for Mavericks. It's that nice. It's that nice. It's pretty amazing when you can have a car that comes in single stage dove gray and white and wins the BASF Paint Award. That says something right there. So I'll quit talking and allow you guys to talk about your three.
No.
So is it I'm next?
Do it.
Okay, I got it. Yes, the Charger is definitely number one. When we were driving around with driving, I guess we'll use that word loosely, with Chip and the
We're bouncing around the halls.
and the BASF gang, looking at best paint, we drug him by because he hadn't seen it yet. It's like, we got to show you this Charger. So he went over and he was like, oh wow, he was blown away when you can take an entire car and it's all carbon fiber. It is truly a carbon fiber car, and all the grain lines up from panel to panel. How you do that, I wouldn't even know. You look at the quarter panel and it's going to 45 degree angle. It lines right up with the door, and the door goes to the fender. You go over the top and it goes into the hood. I don't even know how you would even plan this.
We've spent a good part of the week just discussing different ways that you do it, from indexing the molds to
flipping one of them upside down and lining it up with the one that's in the mold, so you're in the same. Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. Crazy detail.
We'll probably find out that there's no science to it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, it's as easy as this.
One of their
Here, we just
5-year-old
take
kids
this.
is in there going, that's good. Lock it down. And
But it's amazing. That's and I'm only going to talk about the car over the top of you because it's on my list too.
Yes, okay.
But yeah.
Okay, now it's my turn. I can get back.
No, keep going.
I'm not sure what the guy's name is, but the '68 Chevy pickup over here, the blue one.
Oh, yeah.
That is me. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not an airbag guy. I like things. I like them on the ground where they're almost to the point of being undrivable because they're stupid low. But I climbed underneath that car and it's like, oh, it's got coilovers on it. I was a happy guy because it is slammed. That thing, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was a Chip Foose rendering.
Yep.
It was based on one of his renderings, which was kind of cool because we walked around and he talked about it. And it's like, hey, it's like, okay, we figured out a little more about the truck. And then the Camaro, the black Camaro that you like. That car is just
Detroit Speed.
over
Kyle
the
Tucker,
top,
Detroit Speed car. Yeah.
over the top, amazing. So we got a couple that are the same, but I had to throw the pickup in there because that's
I
more,
forgot about the
the
as you're saying it, I'm
the
like,
pickup
oh,
is
yeah, the
me.
pickup.
I mean, that
That
is
is-
I'm a pickup guy, and that truck is truly something I would drive.
When you think about that body style, the 67 to 72 truck has been hot for a little while now. And so you think you've seen every iteration that somebody could build one in. And then that thing comes along, and it's just like, it's different. It's the color's very simple, very basic, but it's kind of unconventional for what you see those trucks being built, lately. And the level of craftsmanship and the attention to detail on that thing is just phenomenal.
Yeah, beautiful truck.
I like that truck a lot.
It's a great truck.
Okay, Mr. Stubbsy, let's hear yours.
I
What
don't
is
like
your-
anything. No, we passed by a smart car out in the parking
On the
lot
parking
every day on the
lot.
way in. I hate to sound like I'm a parrot, but again, the Speed Core Charger, hands down,
Yeah.
and from just an engineering standpoint, that car blows my mind. I mean, you make a car that's 1,000 pounds lighter,
Yeah, right.
and they do it that well.
Yes.
1,000 pounds. Think about that in
Yes.
drag racing terms. 1,000 pounds.
And it's not like you're doing like one of those like caddy hack kind of things where
Oh,
they
no,
took in,
no.
like, oh, this car has no doors and no fenders, and
It's a real car. It's got every
It's-
amenity and feature that a regular car has.
it's amazing. Imagine how far the General Lee could have flown.
Unless a 70 Dodge Charger back seat is 1,000 pounds, because it doesn't have a back seat.
We're going to shave 1,000 pounds off a car, but that was a lot of money to pick up a second and the
What
quarter
did they
mile.
say?
We're going to pick up one full second because usually 100 pounds is what, a tenth. So one full second.
This car should
And it's
move
gonna
like it's
cost
in
you-
the Large Hadron Collider. Really,
Yeah.
that's pretty much how this thing should move. Okay, a little bit out of the box, and I don't say this because this is, promoting a friend. Hands down, Joe Yezzi's Square Body Syndicate Indy Tribute truck.
Yeah.
And what I like about that truck is the fact that he did some stuff that we've talked about for years that need to be brought back. The truck has sidewall.
Yes.
It has
Yes.
really well done, big inch retro style rims.
Yes.
That don't look like billet wheels.
Not at
Don't
all.
look like
They
billet
are.
wheels.
They are. Mike Curtis did a wonderful job of whittling those things out.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's-
wonderful job. To make something that what you do for a living is to look high dollar, to make it look like it's a cast wheel. That's the amazing thing. Make it look like a cast wheel on there.
And that's testimony, though. Again, I mean, Joe's always built a really clean, super detailed truck. That's one of those, obsess over the details, and the big stuff kind of falls together later on.
Right.
But I love the fact that if you look at, I look at that truck from kind of a psychological standpoint. The chrome roll cage
Yeah.
just kind of hints back to that 70s era with the chrome roll bar on the outside of the
Right.
truck.
Right.
Little cool tricks like that. The
All over
USB
that thing.
ports behind the seats, the
Yes.
pockets in the side of the seat for the phone.
It's very clever and very well thought out. And that truck had everybody buzzing. That Royal Purple booth was spinning all week long because of that truck.
Indeed.
And Tim Strange, the truck that
Yes.
Tim built for Royal
Yes.
Purple. That-
Tim's
yeah,
truck
two
is
great
that was
trucks in
another
there.
one.
Hellebrands. That's my
Boom, yeah,
truck right there. That is
booth
me.
had people 2 or 3 deep. Yeah, that was a great
And
job.
that's two trucks, one behind the other,
Yeah.
that both exemplify perfect stance.
There you go.
They
I love
sit
to
right,
see
they
that.
look right.
I'm glad to see that look. I don't know if that's starting a new trend. I'm glad to see it coming back.
But I tell you, Tim's truck isn't the only one here with Hellebrands on it and stuffed on the ground like that. It's a great classic
Yeah,
look.
right.
It's all over the place. here.
It's always classic. Never goes out.
No doubt. And I tell you, my third was such a toss-up. I almost went 3A, 3B.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
I mean, Greening's Maverick,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
mind-blowing. And again, what more can be said about that car? It's perfect. I mean, everything from the bulge on the wheel openings
Yep.
to the trick quarter windows with the vents in them.
Very well thought out.
Everything looks like it grew there.
Yeah.
And again, just kind of, I'm not a super heavy truck guy, but I gotta say it, Will Posey's 42 Chevy is an exercise in just really well thought out design, stance, detail.
Yeah.
It's great. And to tell somebody you're going to do a truck, it's going to be kind of a dark blue with black fenders.
Yeah.
You'd look at somebody like they're crazy.
And you're telling me building a 42 Chevy truck. Those are kind of unloved. I nothing against anybody that owns one. Of all the Chevy trucks, that's probably the one that doesn't have as big a following as the others.
It's kind of goofy.
Man, they crank that thing out of the park. That truck up close, that's one of those trucks that you may walk past and not even look at it and not even think twice about it. You get up on the thing and start looking at it, that thing is unbelievable.
It's great.
And he won what
He
award?
won
Chevrolet Best Classic?
the Chevrolet Best Classic Award, which is huge. And speaking of huge, that award, if that thing doesn't weigh 45 pounds.
Now, Will's a big boy. Will's a big dude. And
Yeah,
he
what
hustled to
grades
get
it?
that thing out of the bed. And he goes, you got to, and
gotta
he
hold it.
set it in my hands. And I was like, I figured, 20 pounds, that's heavy for a trophy. that thing has got to be 60 pounds.
That's one of those, if he'd have dropped that on
Oh,
stage,
it's
it would have
done.
gone through the
You're
stage.
done. You're done. They brought it to him on a forklift. No, but that's a beautiful award. Granite base, the pewter Corvette, C3 Corvette, C2 Corvette looking,
C2, yeah.
C2 Corvette
Kinda
style.
looking thing.
Beautiful trophy. Yeah, well deserved. Yeah.
Indeed. And
Now, it kind of goes back a little ways, but we're sitting right across. You can't see the
Oh,
camera here.
yeah.
And it's underneath a car cover
Yeah.
of all things. It's actually underneath the car cover.
Yeah.
A past Riddler winner, the one that Chip won, and with the Imposter, and even now the details are still timeless. When I was glad you guys finally got to see it. I'd seen it before.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to finally get to climb on it, and he wanted you to see it.
Right.
It's like
Well,
you guys haven't seen
he's
the car.
very proud
You
of
got to
that
see the car.
And rightly so.
this is one of those stories I'm going to tell forever. First, I'm being chauffeured around SEMA at 11 o'clock at night
Yep.
on a cart with Chip Foose. Chip Foose is driving me around the SEMA show. Well, for better or worse, I wouldn't say he's driving me around.
Oh, no,
So I was
no.
probably baggage in the back of his
No,
car.
no, he was driving you. He
Oh, he
was.
was driving all right.
He was driving. You call
You're
it
lucky you're
that.
still here with us.
But we're driving by, and he says, "Have you ever taken a good look at the Impala that I built?" And I said, "No." Hammers the brakes, jumps off, uncovers the car, and we went over that car and talked about it
Yeah,
in
we
detail.
spent a lot of time.
And I got to say thanks. I mean, I can't say thanks enough for that.
Right.
It was really
that
cool.
was great to hear the builder start showing us everything he did on the car. He was very proud of that
And
car.
how he did it and why
Yeah.
he did it. It was.
I have to think that that's one of the cars that's probably most special to him because that was a 6-year build. And the attention to detail on that thing, it's unbelievable. You could see that. That's one of those cars you could see in a magazine and you'll know it's a beautiful car. And you'll agree that, it's definitely worthy of all the awards, but you can't really appreciate it until you see it. And you start to see the fit and the finish and all the subtle details and everything that they did to it. That thing still looks like an Impala, but every square inch of that thing has been modified. I mean, when you take an Impala and you take what? He said 14 inches out of the quarter panels?
14 inches out of the quarters.
And you do everything you do to it, and it still looks like an Impala, and the proportions still work. That's saying something. Yeah, that is amazing. Because usually with anything, you start modifying and adjusting a car that it has an easily recognizable shape to it. You got to really be careful because you can ruin it by cutting a half-inch out of something. So
Well, think about it, though. If you ruined it, there's what? They made 1 million of those.
that's true. He did mention that. That is another interesting bit of trivia. That is the most produced car that Chevrolet ever did, 1965 Impala. Didn't
Apparently,
know that.
anybody had ever done. That's the number. It's a million. Over a million.
Over a
that
million.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
Now-
surprised they didn't go with the 1 in a million, for the name thing. It would have been a weird naming convention, but still, it's unreal though. I don't know what was bigger for me, having the master stop and say, "Hey, you've got to see my car. I'm going to show it to you up close and personal,"
Yeah.
or B, the fact that a guy is that passionate and excited about it that he wanted to share because he was proud of what he
Yeah.
did, and rightly so.
Right.
And just geeking out with him. Like, man, I love how you did this transition.
Yeah.
And going, oh man, yeah, I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
radius this out, and I had to stretch this and pull. And absolute masterclass. I
Now
mean,
it's funny because you say master, and I've known Chip a long time. I've known him longer than both of you guys have, And
La-di-da.
no, shut up.
Well, you're also older than both
I
of
am
us.
way older than both of you guys. But you used the term master, and yeah, he stepped the game up, and with just a few other guys over the years, and a lot of guys have really followed suit.
Yeah.
Hardcore. I mean, it wasn't like, well, we'll eventually catch you. It's like, no, we're on your heels. You better look out. And there's some serious guys out here. We're talking about the speed core guys. Steve Strope has some stuff out here. The pickup.
Strope's Olds is great.
But
that's
yes.
another great car.
So I mean, there's
So
another beautiful car. But there's a lot of, you walk around this place and it's sad because we've all become kind of jaded. I think that's a correct word.
I think that was another big topic we talked about.
Where you see these cars that are just over the top insane, and you just go, okay, that's a nice car. Most people don't even pay attention. We look at it, we know what's going on, but it's almost common now. Where before you'd get one guy that stepped the thing up, everybody's stepped their game up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how detailed these cars truly are. If you're a car person and you're into details, look at the Chevelle that was back over in the corner over here. The 70 Chevelle,
East
the brown
Bay.
the brown Roadster. It's not even a convertible, Roadster.
And that,
I love that car. Maybe that should be a top. If we're going to talk top 3, it should be top 5 because that would be in my top 5.
Oh, it'd be in my top 5 as well.
The
that
interior.
Kid Danny that did the interior.
The interior, unbelievable.
What did we learn today? He's
not even very
he's
old.
a Bay Area kid.
Yep.
And
South City.
Sid Shavers.
Yep. Sid Shavers.
Had approached him with regard to taking over his shop and progressing the brand. So you stop and think, but that's almost like Picasso coming up to you and going,
Pretty much.
I want you to put 3 noses on everything. Go.
Yeah.
It's all yours. I'm going to hand you the business.
Perfect my own work.
Yeah, that's. Do you go, okay, I'm going to keep doing what I do and try to give a name for myself when you have the guy, on the, well, they can't say that one guy because everybody says stepped up their game, but one of the guys goes, I want you to be my replacement. I want to mentor you, and I want you to be my kid. I want you to be my guy. What do you do? I mean, that's quite a big thing to be thrown on your shoulders there. You go, wow, okay. Do I keep doing my thing, or do I go and hook up with a guy who's been doing this way longer than I've been alive?
Well,
what do you do?
I want somebody to come up to me and say, you know what? I want to take over your brand. I want to be that guy. And I'd be like, are you committed enough to draw penises every single day? And he's going to be like, yes, I am.
Because you're tired of him saying, I want you to just stop drawing. Is that what? This is the alternative. I just don't want to see your drawing anymore.
That'd be awesome. That'd be my ultimate escape plan. So if you're out there. But going back to it, yeah, that was a great car, that Chevelle. And there's a bunch of them on the show floor.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I tell you, it's funny. It didn't dawn on me until we were just about done with the judging with BASF, and just how jaded we really are, but how high the bar has been elevated. Because we're at a point now where you're looking at a car, and it comes down to simple things like, well, was there maybe just a slightly missed sanding scratch somewhere?
Yeah.
Did it come down to the fact that maybe this paint puckered a little bit here for some reason? There wasn't enough prep work, something like that.
Are the fasteners all the same? We had that discussion with the car earlier.
Yeah.
You got Allen bolts here, and you got Phillips here going. And most people wouldn't even notice that stuff. That jumps out and punches me in the face. Where here you got this gorgeous, big dollar car, and I'm looking at an 18 screw and a stupid stainless screw going. Why didn't you? And you go, what's wrong with it? Why didn't you make all of these match? Why isn't it all Phillips or all Allen screws?
And I think that might be a pride in craftsmanship too thing. I mean, we're to the point now where, like, when we built cars when we were younger, I mean, I was rigidly anal the way I'd build a car. And I mean, it would never get to the point where, I would clock, all fasteners, because it just wasn't possible. I mean, you'd be like, well, you can't just leave one partially loose.
Right.
Well, if a car's like that, maybe that's why the cars fell apart. And the original builder was like, well, I'll just clock all these the same way.
Yeah.
But, like, I get to the point now where I look at a car like that and I'm going, well, all the lug nuts, all the points aren't facing the same way in the fastener. What a piece of crap.
Yeah.
And it's horrible to do that. But on the same token, like I said, when I was thinking about that and I started to think about chip guiding, around the Imposter, I went, man, I thought, okay, maybe the passion part isn't dead. It's just about getting in there, enjoying it for what it is.
Yeah.
So today as I walked around, there were some cars I would have normally never stopped to look at. Stuff that was way outside my build, my build sensibility or my taste. And I was starting to appreciate little things that were done to it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of tuner cars here.
Oh, yeah.
That are just surreal. And they ooze the spirit of the whole thing.
That's right.
It's the guys who are just really into it. And that's what's really cool.
Yeah.
And you got one set of builders that we've kind of taken for granted, and they brought a car that it maybe not have been our style of car, but the thing is over the top nuts. But in the same time, they've become the chassis guys for all the hot rodders to go to, and it's a roadster shop guys.
Roadster shop.
And so the Camaro, it's not really my thing, but holy crap, that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's
It's a badass car.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're looking around and all the heavy hitter builders are going, yeah, we got a Ring Brothers chassis. I'm not a Ring Brothers. Sorry. I'm gonna take that out.
Nah, why not? We know what
A
you're talking
roadster
about.
shop chassis underneath the. See the Ring Brothers. I mean, they got the roadster. I mean, the Blazer they brought in over
that
here.
K5
the
Blazer
Blazer. I mean,
is just
I
full
got
of trick
my
stuff.
my brain was overloaded. This has been a crazy
Yeah,
week of just
it's hard to process everything.
so yeah, the roadster shop guys building all these chassis underneath a large percentage of the really big dollar builds in here.
Yeah.
And
And what did Phil say? How many employees are they up to? 60 some odd.
60, yeah,
Ah.
in the 60s.
So that's a large.
that tells you
employee
they
base
are
for
busy.
Yeah.
A hot rod shop.
Yeah, and they've only got 9 guys actually in the hot rod building side. I think the rest of them are all structure. Yeah,
Zamboni, sorry.
Yeah.
hot rods.
Sorry, I got the name wrong there, man. My brain is I'm looking around
Yeah.
this
It's
massive
the end of
building,
this
and
week.
there's so many cool cars here.
Yeah.
And everything's gonna blend together anyway.
Yeah.
That'd be like saying, yeah, man, I'm totally into the Rad Syndicate shop build.
And Alex came up with a new term for if any of you've been to SEMA. If you walk SEMA, you're going to walk 10 miles, easy,
least.
a
At
day.
least.
It's
Yeah.
not even
Oh, yeah.
that's not even an understatement.
Yep.
Which explains why everybody goes drinking heavily at night. We couldn't because we had too much work to do because they want the pain to go out of their SEMA legs. That's the new term, SEMA legs. So hashtag SEMA legs.
Make that one take off.
That's the big one.
At the end of the day, you feel like you've just squatted, 1,500 pounds. It's awful. And then if you sit down, you feel better, and then you get up, it's worse. So.
It's definitely.
And the next day, you
yeah.
come back out and you go at it again.
Although, speaking of legs, we'll get a little personal. One of the coolest things we did here, everybody picks up a sample of something, usually takes it home, and it sits somewhere in a junk drawer or whatever,
right.
right?
Right.
We got to give a shout out. Definitely not a sponsor, nor is Magnaflow, but kind enough. Thank you
Yeah,
again
thank you,
for the
Magnaflow.
use of
Yeah.
your stage
Yeah.
and your facilities here, man. Dynamat.
Dynamat. Yes, give a plug to Dynamat for this one.
It's getting a little personal but weird. Okay, I have to wear braces on my legs. Long story. Has to do with an ocelot and not following the instructions of the zoo. Learn from me, kids. Anyway, started having an issue with one of my braces. Had kind of a meltdown and just there's nowhere to get it fixed. There's no time to get it fixed. So you get 3 hot rodders together, and especially aerospace guy, all around hot rod guy, and my dumbass, my monkey self running around, and we're looking for a way to fix this problem that the brace was having. And I've got to say, which one did we use? Which model? Of
Dynaliner.
Dynaliner.
Yeah.
It's like a 1/4 inch thick with a sticky back on
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and they had their little 2-inch little samples.
Yeah.
Well, we scarfed
kept
some
going back through
samples.
the line and
You just
getting
kept
more samples.
getting some more because we knew they would work on your deal. So this morning we were a little bit behind schedule because surgery. We're digging through parts and pieces
My
and,
bad.
and cutting up whatever we can do and gluing and taping and making braces where
Our own little-
where you weren't dying, and you made it through the day.
And I got to tell you, made it through the day.
So
Thank you again for your help.
Scott at Dynamat, don't know you yet. We'll meet you soon.
Thank you.
But thank you very much.
To meet you for an outstanding. I tell you, if there was a product category here for most versatile product, it is. It's that. So let's see. Yeah, so we had just about an overall great hot rod week.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
been a
we
great week.
modified braces. We
Modified braces.
we've hung out again. We're hanging out, and I can't get over the fact.
Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about Tuesday night.
We can't talk. Well, there's parts of it we can't.
There's
talk
parts
about.
we can't talk about, but to be
At least for 8
okay,
years.
the statute of limitations. Carson had asked, actually not asked. He said he wanted us. This is really cool because Carson is a truly amazing guy. We talk about him, and a lot of people that don't know him should know him because he is just
Everybody should
an
know
absolutely amazing individual. But he goes, I want you guys to be part of when Chip does his BASF Best Paint Pick. I want you guys to be part of this. So it's like, well, okay. I mean, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what we're doing. It's like, oh, great. We just walked 47 miles today. Now I got to walk some more. You got to be back at 9. Okay, I'm going to be in a coma by 9. I'm going to do this. So, I was up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. So it's like, okay, we're going to be there. We'll be there at 9 o'clock. So, like Alex said, we left here at like 4 in the afternoon. And he goes, this is the earliest I've ever left SEMA. And I went, well, this same day is also going to be the latest you've ever left SEMA.
Yeah.
So
that
we
was
went home.
indeed true.
We had some dinner. We came back over here not knowing what to expect. There was some of the big wigs from BASF. There was Chip. There was Carson, and there was us. How boy, they were scraping the bottom of the barrel to do that one. So it's like, okay, we're gonna go find some of the little like golf cart things.
Yeah.
So we walk. It's like, this should be over here. They're not over there. We walk some more. They're not over here. It's like, okay, Carson, Chip, what did you get us into? Now we're out in the shadows, out behind the buildings, where something doesn't exist. It's supposed to be there. It's like, well, it's another half a mile farther. Okay, we keep walking. Finally, we find them.
The electric cart graveyard.
The electric cart graveyard. So we ended up getting what, 6 of them. And of course, the one I had to get had the one with the low battery. So of course, I was the one getting beat up on.
It was a little bit of a challenge to find 6 of them.
6 that actually worked. So
6 that
we
could
had
didn't
6
help by loading the lowest charged one
with the most
with the
weight.
most stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So
Hey, I'm
we're
not that
we are on. Yes, you are. But
I didn't say you.
but to be able, and this is truly amazing, to be able to go through the whole SEMA complex on electric carts at midnight, laughing and giggling like little kids. It's a memory it will never leave because it's so ridiculous to go. You've been through SEMA.
Yeah.
There's a couple of the ramps that go out of here.
That one.
I will never look at it the same way ever again.
I keep staring. I keep looking over at that ramp, going,
Oh, because it's no longer that same ramp.
We've been up and down that ramp how many times over the years.
Yeah.
50 times, but it's no longer the same ramp. It's like, oh god, it's
That ramp.
It's just, we're dragging up and down the thing today with the little cart with all the camera crap, laughing, going, this is I'll never look at it the same way again.
No. Never.
And that's one other thing. I want to thank Carson for giving us that opportunity, and hopefully it's not the last time. Hopefully we get to be kind of part of that deal because it was truly amazing. It was a lot of fun, and we got to hang out with somebody who's a true craftsman. They're a true craftsman. Mm-hmm. They get it, and to listen to him talk about different aspects of cars he's looking at and going, I don't like this, or I like this, and you go, okay, he's actually in 30 seconds he's finding this stuff. He's just doing a quick blind and goes, there's this and this and this and this that I like, and there's a couple of things about this I don't like. They should have done this, but this is badass, and we go to the next thing. So when he walks around and picks your car, he's putting some effort into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So the car that won,
deservedly so.
Yeah.
It definitely deserved the win because he climbed all over it. He didn't do the quick thing. Yeah. He kind of walked by it quickly and then went, I have to look at this, because everything he walked by quickly was right on the money.
And there's a lot of complexity in that car. And it wasn't just like you painted the body, a couple trim pieces, and that was it. There's a lot of parts on that car that had to be painted individually, reassembled. And I think the finishes chosen on that thing were great. But again, I learned a lot again. It was a master class watching this guy pick up certain things. Yeah. And you start filing those away in your memory banks.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, when I'm doing my next car, I've got to remember this and this and this.
Yeah. It was cool to watch him. He'd get off the cart, make like one quick kind of look around, And if you were part of that particular, if your car was chosen to be a part of that, I'll tell you what he did. He opened up the driver's door and looked inside the driver's door. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Yep.
If you get it, you will get it.
Yeah.
If
You'll
not,
understand what
if
he's
not,
looking
you
for.
need to ask some painters and figure out what he was looking at.
Yeah. Open up the door and look down in the jam area. So that was kind of one of the things he did on all of them. Made a couple passes around. And nothing against any of the cars. He looked at some a little longer than others.
I think he had a set point of criteria. It was like, it was kind of a flow chart.
Right.
Does it have this? Yes,
Yep.
move on. Does
Right.
it have this?
Exactly.
Yes, move on. Does it have this?
Yeah.
No, stop here.
Yeah. But every one of those cars was phenomenal. I mean,
Oh, there wasn't one that we pulled up on that list that
no,
I
there was not one that you rolled your eyes and go, why are
No,
we here?
they're
Not at all.
beautiful cars.
Not at all.
But there again, now we go back to the thing.
Yeah.
The bar that was here for so
Yes,
long
that's right.
is now way up
there.
here. You don't even get to be here and play the game anymore.
Right.
You now have to, block the backside of your door jams. I mean, literally,
The inside of the door
the
skin.
little flange better be blocked and polished out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no longer just let's paint it, knock the nibs off, it's close enough. Oh no, that is not even good enough anymore. Now it's a matter of, if he climbs underneath the car, there better not be any rough area overspray. There better be paint all the way to the pinch wells. I mean, it better be absolutely perfect. So that's what it's become. There's no longer well, I'm just making a driver. This is definitely not that world anymore. This is a
No.
whole different deal.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
we gotta thank the Magnaflow people.
We definitely got to thank them. And again, that was more than kind. What did it take to, again, Carson coming through for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Carson put the word out there, and I tell you, the Magnaflow came through for us.
And it tells you
Standing.
where they stand, because they wanted to make sure everybody here was gone before they let us show up.
Which is awesome.
Right.
We don't want to have any of our people here when you guys are here.
It was
'cause
nice though
we-
showing up with the Magnaflow branded bags over our heads before we showed up. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was like being driven to a safe house somewhere.
I'd like to thank whoever supplied those for cutting holes for us to breathe.
So we can at least
in theirs.
breathe. That's right.
In theirs anyway. Not so much mine. Mine had a drawstring. You know what
They
that
want you to
means?
get cold.
Thanks for thinking of me. No, but other things, yeah.
Yeah, I was just as we were starting to talk about things, I started thinking about some of the younger guys that are starting to show up with things.
Oh,
And there was one particular truck that we saw the first day. I think it was Tuesday morning. We walked in. We wanted to look at the PPG booth because if you've ever been to SEMA, you have to see the PPG booth every year. It is the coolest booth in the decor and the theme. And
But
right.
the imagination. I mean, there
Oh,
was it's like whoever they said you can be in charge,
yeah, right.
do your thing.
Yeah.
It's absolute imagination.
This year it was camp. It was like a campground, and it looked like your typical summer campground with the canoes and they even had squirrels and stuff in it, stuffed. But it was really, really, really cool. Well, we walk in there and see a really nice black F-100 pickup, and we start looking at the truck and meet the father and the son. And of course, my first thinking is Dad built the truck, son's kind of helping out. Come to find out, that is not the case at all. The son had owned this truck since he was 13 or 14.
Something like that.
And,
Early teens.
He painted this truck 17 years ago.
He was 17.
He was 17.
He was
Okay.
17 when
14
he
years ago
painted
he
it.
painted
And I never would have. It's like, wait a minute, a 17-year-old. That was a first-class paint job.
Yes.
A gazillion hours blocking it,
Black.
painting it, and it's
A
black.
black.
A black
Think
truck.
about this: a 14-year-old paint job in a PPG booth. You know PPG is going to pick the nicest thing they can find to put in their booth because they're showing off their paint. They pick one that's 14 years old, painted by a kid that was 17 years old. That right there, that's badass.
Yep.
and of two of the three
badass.
vehicles in that booth,
Oh,
you had a truck with a 14-year-old paint job.
yeah.
This past year's Riddler winner.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, you're in the same
Yeah.
booth as a Riddler car. I guess that would say something is it for a young guy.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And that, humble. What a nice, humble kid. And what made your day about that?
Well, dad and kid. Well, it was really cool. We had kind of wondered what it was gonna be like coming to SEMA.
Dustin Faust.
Dustin Faust.
I
is
had
that
to
his
remember his name. I'm
think
sorry. I
his
didn't mean to
name was
interrupt you,
Pat,
but Dustin
correct?
Faust.
No,
I hope I have this correct.
Pat was his father.
Pat is an awesome guy. And they stopped
was
us.
cool.
We
And
were
Pat,
walking through
okay.
the aisle today. They stopped us. We had a great talk. And it's like family.
And there's a connection with Dad and Alex.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. They're from Floyd Knobs, Indiana, and I'm from Louisville. Well, Floyd Knobs is right across the river. So we start talking, and they live near a big produce farm that we used to go to all the time named Huber's that we still visit every time we go back there. And come to find out, the world got even smaller and smaller and smaller. He actually works with my brother Craig at the Ford Motor Plant.
So cool.
Building trucks. So it's a small world. Yeah,
So,
amazing.
okay, so I'll get back to my story. So we get there. We're going to go over and check out the booth. That was like, because it's the PPG booth, that's kind of our regular
have to
trek.
be.
We're going to go check it out. So he walks by with his dad, and he's looking at me, and he's smiling. Gets this big grin on his face, and he's kind of looks at my name tag and looks at the shirt, and I'm not really thinking why. Just he grins and he walks by. I'm like, okay, I'm not really thinking about it. So, and the dad comes up and he says, hey, how you doing? We're talking, and I go back over. I was like, I look at the truck. I go back to the truck, and the kid goes, I love your podcast. Well, really? You've actually listened? He goes, you guys are awesome. Like, okay, that was cool because that's what he was looking at. He saw the Round Six shirt, saw the tag, and went, oh, I know who these guys are.
This is why he does such nice work. He doesn't get out much.
That's right.
So now while we're in the booth, there's one of the custom paint guys that does a lot of custom paint, and he comes out. He goes, I love the podcast you guys do. So it's like 2 for 2 going, okay, we're in the coolest booth in this place.
Yeah.
And 2 of the people know who we are.
Some of the most talented
That was
people in the
pretty.
industry.
That was pretty awesome. That made my day. That was a pretty cool deal.
So we're doing something right, which is nice.
Yeah.
For once.
Go figure.
Wow.
I did want to say we did touch on. Did we touch on Tim Strange's amazing emceeing?
No, we have
Capacity.
to talk about Tim Strange.
Yes. Tim did wonderful.
Tim,
Love that
you're
guy.
awesome, and Carrie, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. I wish I could have helped you a little bit more on that, and thank you for
Two
the
of the greatest
opportunity.
people
We're
in the
sorry,
industry.
but we're great. That's a power couple.
Yeah.
There's a few of those in the industry.
Yeah, sure.
Them and oh my gosh, you want to get into power couples? Let's give a big talk to one of our favorite people in the entire world, Kevin and Kelly Ostie.
Yes.
another one.
That's
Absolutely.
another power couple.
Super.
But real quick, back to Tim. That guy, really, he should farm himself out for parties.
He should.
Bar mitzvahs. If you're having a bris. I don't know if he's going to like that, but that might be his thing.
Circumcision. There's
Circumcisions,
different.
yeah,
There's sure.
It's all good. Tim can work a crowd like nobody else's business.
Yep.
And his reveal for Yezi's truck.
It was great.
Or I should say the Square Body Syndicate truck.
Yes,
that is the
right.
brand.
Yeah, we should start referring to that. That's true.
His whole intro for that was great. The way he handled that and brought in members of their crew to explain, and major key players in that
Exactly.
crew. You had Joe. You had Joe's brother Rob. They brought in Broy.
Broy.
See, dude, I mentioned you, man.
You said it wouldn't happen.
He's good people, man. Broy's
Broy.
dad. Broy's dad,
And his dad.
is such an awesome guy.
Dad's great.
Dad's
Good
awesome.
time hanging with
We
him.
had a great conversation.
Yeah.
I love hanging
Dig
with that
Dad.
guy. It's the first time in a couple of years I've had a
Yeah.
chance. So good seeing you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And this time you didn't have to cook hot dogs, so it worked out great. But just the way Tim handled it, it was really a
was fun.
cool reveal. It wasn't the typical, "Hello, I'm so and so, and I am here in this
Tim will
booth."
never give anything like that if he's doing a reveal. That's just not his style. Tim's one of those guys that if he comes walking over to you, you might as well start laughing now because in about 2 minutes you're gonna be.
And deeply cool people, caring people. It's neat, really sincere, and he killed it on that one. And then he really upped it. I have never been in a booth before with a 3-vehicle reveal,
Three completely different vehicles.
and like all across the board. I
Completely.
mean,
That had that many people lined up
Yeah, that
to
was
watch
cool.
the reveals
Yeah.
of those 3 cars.
if you look at
Look like stadium seating going on.
our Instagram or our Facebook page, it looks literally like a stadium full of people surrounded, and it was great. And that was over in the Flowmaster booth. And gosh, because you had what we had a late model Challenger,
Yeah, the Hearst Challenger.
the Hearst Challenger,
Yeah, with a
and then
50th
tro-
anniversary.
the trophy.
it looks like-
Anniversary.
yeah, and the guy
The trophy truck.
the trophy truck from Canada,
a trophy
which
truck.
was another thing that Tim said that was really, really funny.
Which was
He
cool,
says,
yeah.
For a Canadian, you speak really great English.
And then Zane Cullen.
Zane
And
Cullen.
Zane, and that was
Kotati Speed Shop. There's another great builder.
that's
Another
another
great
one.
builder. Very talented, absolutely talented builder.
and we have our own little connection. I'm not tooting my own horn, but it was kind of great to have that connection to
No,
that
I'm
car.
going to say, I tell you right now, Alex and I are very proud to call you our friend.
Yeah.
There was 2 vehicles that were very big hits of this show, that
Oh,
pickup
thanks,
truck
man.
and that Camaro, and you were involved with both of them.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And to
man.
hear Tim out there, talking about you, that was,
That was nice. That was another shout out. That was
and-
great too. And thank you for the shout out during that. I mean,
And let's not leave
there were
out.
2 people in the crowd when he'd say, "The Round Six podcast crew is here," and here like,
That was us too.
Yeah, that was me, I think.
I just
But-
gave a quick.
But let's not leave out the model box that you designed for the
Yes.
pickup truck.
Yeah,
You
you
made
gotta
something.
talk about that.
You
It was
made
fun to be
something
involved
that
with.
you disappointed a lot of people because they thought there was going to be a model inside.
That's what it says right
Psych.
on the cover. It says 1-to-1 scale T-shirt inside.
But it looked like an old model box from back in the day. This illustration of what the vehicle was. It had the frame picture and different parts of the truck,
Yeah.
and it looked like it was going to be a model.
It's a fun project.
And there's a box, and you open the box up, and there's a T-shirt inside, and some other swag, there's a decal and some like a hero card and some other things that were part of the truck deal, and that was pretty dang cool.
And that's a big thanks too. That was a lot of work on the side from Sam Castronova. Everybody knows him in the
Right. Sam's a
in the
great guy.
C10 world.
Another great guy.
He put a lot of effort into that with me. We at the last minute kind of got together, piled of resources, and made that happen. Thanks Joe for believing in it. It was kind of I thought it was gonna be a hard sell. He wanted to do something unique for his sponsors and give them something cool. And it's really neat. I try to never cross this over with my day job, but to have my boss have one of those in his hands and
Yeah.
just go, damn. It was it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool he got one of the boxes. It
Made my
yeah,
day.
That was cool.
It was nice to see somebody excited like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And knowing that the CEO of the company I work for is going to have one of those in his hand as well.
Oh, cool.
So that's a pretty cool deal. So thanks, Joe, for that, man. And thanks, Broey, too. Broey and Sam really came through for us. I wanted to make sure that the Chip and Carson Lev had something special for them when we stopped by that we could do for them on Tuesday night.
And that was fun because they're like, what are we doing? It's like, we got to go over to that truck real quick. So Chip's going, that's a cool truck. So
Which
he
was awesome.
followed
So
you over.
Chip crawled all over
I
this
got to check this
for a
truck out.
while.
This is pretty cool.
They were digging on something, so we showed them a lot of the features of the truck, and to give each one of them a box, and to have, again, a guy who I think any artist out there looks up to.
Yeah.
To look at your work and go, and the great words, it's got soul.
Yeah.
I was like, awesome.
But he kept commenting on it the whole evening. He kept commenting on the model
Which is
box.
cool.
He would just go, man. He'd look at it some more and comment something else that he would see. He'd notice something. And so, yeah, he
Once
definitely
he found the 4
digs what
penises,
you.
it was like really cool.
Well,
There's
what-
no penis. And I tell you, it was really cool. And it was a fun experience. And again, I think that embodied the whole spirit of the SEMA Show.
Yeah.
Car people getting together, checking out new product, new trends, and just being car people.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this whole thing. And again, it's funny. Here we are, tons of great cars, car stuff, everything car. But what does it come down to? People.
and we met, and this is I always look at my life and how I go. I meet a lot of people, and a lot of those very same people that I meet become friends of mine. So it's not
And
like
some of them will even admit it.
yeah. That's a shocker. I mean,
I'm working
I didn't,
on doing that.
I didn't pay them, so I'm not really sure what was in it for them to actually say that they are my friend. But we've met some amazing people on this deal. Peter today, the artist, over that we will have him on our podcast. Truly,
Yeah.
holy smokes!
What is? I want to get this right. His website. We normally don't give out a plug for people on this, except for again when
Peter
somebody
Meyer.
helps us out, like Magnaflow. Thank you guys again, man. And if I say that too many times, we'll tough because it's awesome.
For an amazing company to lower their standards enough to let us be part of this. That's pretty cool.
Peter Meyer, Oh my God, you're talking ex-Cadillac designer,
Yeah.
Pontiac designer,
Pontiac designer.
the guy behind what, the '76 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Great looking car.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Hell, the Cadillac Seville. This guy, he calls his work impossibly real. It's Peter Meyer art. It's Peter and Meyer spelled M-A-I-E-R.
Yes.
That came out really awkward. M-A-I-E-R. Try that again, thanks. Again, no editing this one.
What a
so-
great guy. Cool guy.
Holy
Hilarious.
crap.
Absolutely
Total
hilarious.
old school East Coast guy.
He's going to be fun to have on the podcast. He wants to be on the podcast.
He'll be on.
And he was fun. He was a good storyteller. he's got a little bit of the New York thing going on there,
And I
which
don't
is
dare want
awesome.
to edit that one at all.
No.
Let it roll.
No, he's got to be on there as he
Great
is.
stories, and a guy who, again, if you say great work, you could say grand work because of the scale of his work.
Yeah. He does big scale art.
Real.
Big
But see,
scale.
there's another guy. We met him. He will end up being a friend of ours because we talked to him for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
He-
gave us. He was so gracious with his time.
He was just a wonderful guy.
We laughed our butts off with that guy. Such a warm, great guy. And man, I mean, he's done everything. I mean,
Yeah.
started as a fine artist. And I'm not gonna read too much of the story. Let's just put it this way: if you were 19 years old,
Yeah.
and you're being courted to become a designer, and not just even on like the lowly, most.
Oh no.
Yeah. You're not
Base
designing
level stuff.
designing appliances. You know.
He went to the show.
Yeah.
And there's a guy who fine art paintings using basically automotive paint.
Yeah. He was explaining to us how he gets his colors, and it's impressive. He talks about layers and layers and layers and layers.
He works in paint like I do when I'm doing my digital work, layer upon layer upon layer, just to get something that looks right. I mean, I don't compare in any way, shape, or form, but it's good to know that somebody out there who has a similar technique.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah,
That's
it's
going to
gonna
be
be
like a
great.
5-parter.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
That's going to be part 1. It's going to be he and I swapping stupid stories.
Mhm.
Part 2 should be just all of his stories, period. Hell, let's make the whole thing history.
Boy.
Okay, this is going to be screw it, we're just going to call it the Pete series.
I'd be cool with that.
And of all the other people we got coming up, we're going to be hosting the next podcast from the PPG booth, which will
Yep.
be a real blast. We're going to have
Yeah.
2 great guests on
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
We'll have Christine from PPG
Yes.
and a good friend of
Jeremy Seener, another guy. Kid's talented. I call him a kid because he's in his early 30s, but man, that guy's good.
And he's got a great story.
I love his work.
His work
I
is,
absolutely love his work.
super talented.
yeah, and a great guy.
So man,
So are we leaving? Oh, I have since we didn't talk about that. What Chip brought with it? What he brought to the show? His pickup truck.
oh, he brought a truck.
I dig his pickup truck. His Z28 pickup truck. You know, he built something that Chevy should have built, and the way he did it, it looks truly like something that is a factory
It's
deal.
definitely got a
It
factory
doesn't
vibe to it.
doesn't look like somebody custom built things. There's ripples in the bed, and there's the saw marks in the wood. He wanted it to feel like something that rolled off the showroom.
The markings on the firewall,
Yeah.
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 which everything was cool. And again, I think the most impressive part too, the build date of that engine.
Matching the truck.
Yeah.
Same day.
Yeah.
I almost said motor.
Yeah, it's
Because I know I had to talk about
It's
the
got a
power seat
302
engine.
The power seat engine.
302 small block Chevrolet out of a 67 Z28. If you know anything about the early first gens, there's only 602 of those made. He had one of the engines. And he had it for a prior project, and we never really used it. And then he wanted to build this truck, and just by pure coincidence, the truck and the engine were same day. Or no, said the engine in the truck, that it was originally in the truck, and the Z28 engine.
Yes.
Same day.
Same day manufacturing.
Same day. That's
So imagine how that
mind-blowing.
would have worked in the real world. There would have been, that engine being put together up in Tonawanda,
right.
thrown on a
Or
plane,
Flint. Yeah.
A high winding 302 going to a
and
pickup truck.
shipped out same day while they hold the line.
What?
Yeah.
I guess if you look at
guys
it
are
that
working
way,
overtime.
Yeah, guess what?
it'll eventually be here.
Yeah. On your break, we want you to install
But
this engine.
it's a cool truck.
Yeah.
The whole concept is really cool.
It's outstanding, and even to use a modern style wheel for the show, as it's shown here,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
And
great
that to me is a
truck.
testimony of really good design. Like
And-
you can take a car and walk it between, say, like a '69 Camaro is hard to miss. If you get the stance right, you could put Kragers on it,
Yeah.
or you could put late model like billet
Forge
specialties,
lines
like
on
a
it.
concave,
Or,
something like
a
that.
bill of specials.
Yeah,
good
anything,
call
and they
there.
all
Yeah.
work.
And by all means, it should have Magnaflow exhaust under it.
Yeah.
You like that?
I
I'm
like
running.
that. Nice.
They're like, it was really
segue.
good up until the point when you broke the fourth wall and winked at the camera.
Well, guys, I am not even blown away is even a correct term. I am so overwhelmed by what I've been involved in this week.
I think the
I
proper
am-
term is
I am-
supercharged away.
I am beat up. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I got the SEMA legs.
Yeah.
I'm wore out. I'm tired. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's been
destroyed.
an amazing week, and I can only see it getting better in the future.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's definitely something been an awesome.
And even
situation.
though we've been here since Sunday, right now it's Thursday night, I still haven't seen everything at the show. Still a lot we haven't seen. I mean, we've walked around and seen a lot, but in the course of what we're doing here this week, we're doing a lot of work, so we don't get the opportunity to really just mill around in places. But it's that big. It's just a massive place. And then outside, there's so much stuff outside that we haven't seen because we've been primarily concentrating inside.
Not
So-
exactly. We need
And
to.
outside, if you're really into lifted 4x4 trucks, this place is loaded with them. I mean, absolutely. I have never seen that many
This is the highest concentration
I've ever seen.
ever.
At any other place, I've never seen that many of them.
right.
And it's funny, and they're not. It's not all just cookie cutter one after the next.
They're not. They're if it's your style, if it's not your style, you can't not help but look at these and appreciate all the work that's been done to them. And you gotta also appreciate that not one of them is trying to look like the next guy. I kind of notice that. I mean, they're big tires, of course. There's some common elements between it, but some of the fab work on a lot of the suspension pieces and other things, these guys really try to make their stuff look unique,
Indeed.
and it's cool.
Indeed. I want to shout. I just want to give a shout out again to all the people who were more than gracious to us
Yes.
this past week.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations, I guess, to Zane over at Katati's Beach Shop for a great reveal on a car that, up until about a week before the show, I was still throwing rap ideas back and forth with him.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Oh,
putting our logo on the car, man.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
cool.
absolutely.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, this car's still not finished, and they hustled to bring it here, and that thing is amazing. I mean, just when you think you've seen all the 67, 8, and 9 Camaros, and you've seen all the styles and everything, bam, that one shows up. And that one is truly, truly unique.
Big thanks on that to the car owner, Mike McClish, and
Another cool guy.
to Zane's media girl. I shouldn't say media girl. It's a grown woman, for Christ's sake. Sherry Candland. Thank you guys for, again, the consideration for allowing me, as I got the artwork done, to kind of slip a Round Six logo in there, and for not only saying it's okay, but for welcoming it and making sure that it was on there.
Yeah.
That was really huge. Big thanks again, Tim Strange, for
Yes.
hyping us up like that during the reveals. Man, it would be nowhere without you.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, former guest Robert McGaffin, who has
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
more
great
than
guy.
He was
a,
everywhere this week.
Boy,
Yeah,
we
saw
couldn't
him
stop
multiple
bumping into him.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
Absolutely great guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you for putting the word out. And oh
Yeah.
my gosh, speaking of former guests too, Susie Bowder.
Susie Bowder.
Talk
about
yes.
what
We've
Susie
got to
Bowder
get with
had.
to find out how you're. I think. Oh, we're not. I don't know. We're not allowed to talk.
She
about that,
posted on Facebook, so raw.
Oh, she. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're good. Who may have had a special thing with a certain be-chinned.
Ex-late night
If that's not a
host.
word, be-chinned. should be-
Be-chinned.
You could be be-chinned and have SEMA legs.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that'd be a horrible affliction.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about her. Last year we were rolling through SEMA, came upon a booth.
Bumped into her.
was
what?
Spec-
couple
where
of
she?
stuff?
Was she
The
Spectre?
Spectre.
She was at Spectre. We saw a Rambler wagon with flares on it sitting there and struck up a conversation with her. It's hard to imagine what Susie's life has been like for the last 365 days with that car and what that car has done.
Oh yeah, she was chosen to be part of the Hot Wheels 50th anniversary Legends Tour.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. And all of the things that's occurred.
And congratulations to all the winners for that.
Yeah.
I tell you,
Yeah.
the winner of that, man. We'll get into that later, but
Yeah.
dude, really, congratulations, man. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then to have friends like that who take the time to say, "Look, I'm going on this thing.
Yeah.
Get me stickers."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
holy cow.
We got our stickers.
It's nice to feel loved.
Yeah.
And that was really good. Like I said, with Robert, man, we ran into so many people this week.
Yeah.
Man, I was turned on to it for Robert over at Wheel Hub. And speaking of Wheel Hub magazine,
Yeah. If you ever see the magazine, you gotta check that magazine out. It is impressive.
let's put it this way: of the first 3 issues, I have 3 issues of that magazine sitting on my coffee table
Oh, yeah.
in my front room.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you walk in.
Yeah.
Well, it's the second thing you see. The first thing you see are the dogs barking at you. And the second
Right. I have a hard time calling that a magazine.
It's a book.
It's a book. It's one of those that is quarterly. So when you get it, you read it, and you continue to read it every time you're sitting at your couch, and nothing's good on TV, which is pretty often. And then it stays there until the next one comes. And then it goes in the bookcase with the rest of,
Right
the
on.
special books that you definitely don't want anything to happen to. So it's that type of book.
True.
Yeah.
And thank you again, man.
Yeah.
Really.
And then finally, Chip and Carson.
Yeah,
That-
without Chip and
you know,
Carson and
I got
Peter
to help
at
Chip a little bit
SEMA here.
on some stuff, and that's always fun. But for Carson, sir, thank you for taking care of us. I don't even know if I said thank you enough, but I do truly appreciate you, and thank you again.
And that is a man who gave me thank you for your time on Tuesday after the BASF deal to sit with him. And I love talking to the guy, period. But we sat down and we had a really great in-depth talk about where this podcast should be, how we should do it, how we should get there. And you guys are going to see some serious changes in the next couple of months. This is going to go seriously next level.
I mean, where we're sitting right now doing this podcast is because of Carson.
Indeed, yeah. And
We would be breaking the law, being hauled out in handcuffs if we did it on our own.
This is a guy though who took it upon us to see something in us. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm trying to figure it all out.
Right.
But I mean, and I know what he sees in you guys. So to see that in us and to take us and say, look, I want to vouch for these guys. What's it going to take to make this happen? And it really took nothing. But
I think
don't
he
know
truly
if it's something
believes in
we
us.
could never do.
But I think he believes in us. That's
really
that's
nice.
why he's doing what he does. I don't think it's not out of sympathy. I
So
think
do I.
I think he actually believes in what we're doing. So
So it's going places, and yeah, man. I mean, he made something great happen on a number of levels for us.
absolutely,
Thank you, sir.
yes.
What you did for us is just simply amazing.
And I'm thinking about a couple other people that we had on our podcast in this past year that we saw here that brought some stuff. The Engel brothers.
Dave and Greg, you guys can ball bust like it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
And we love you guys.
Yes, we do.
It was great to bump into you guys, and I know it's tough at a show like this to make time
Yeah.
like you want to for
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
And this was a tough year because we made this a point to
We'd
just
love
work,
to have
work,
those guys
work,
hanging
work.
out with us the entire time, but we just, we saw them, and what they did bring, the Eldorado that they worked on was here. So we're glad to see them, and
Have a full
you'll
story
see a
on that
lot
on the
from those guys
website.
in the future. I mean, those guys are talented guys.
Great guys, good friends.
Yeah.
One last thing before we turn this thing off. I was thinking one thing really cool about coming to SEMA is when was the last time you saw a fight at SEMA? You don't see people fighting because we're all here for the same thing.
Yeah.
We all have different tastes. Some of the
Yeah.
stuff that you like. I mean, I can't help it that you're a Dodge guy, but but we're not going to get in a fight over it because I appreciate you as a car guy.
Oh, what
But-
did someone say today?
Yeah, well, I know what he said today.
What did a particular GM designer say today about the Hemi?
about his Dodge? Yes, I heard him. I got the look from you, the big grin, stare laser eyeballs through me. I saw that. That was good. But I'm just saying that there's so many people here, hundreds of thousands of people that come to this thing, and we all get along.
Yeah,
Nobody's pushing and shoving. Nobody's
It's
going.
like a gigantic
It's like, God, that was
it's like a family reunion.
There's not one time you go, oh, that guy was a jerk. It's like, excuse me. I mean, everybody's just cool.
Yeah,
Everybody
somebody steps in front of you. Excuse me. You
Sorry.
see someone trying to take a picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, let
or
me stop
somebody
and get all the way
spots
so
you
you can get your picture.
They'll
You know?
try to block
and
for
everybody
you
will do
and
that.
make
You'll
it
have 20
happen.
people that'll back up so the person can take the picture of what they're doing.
Yeah.
This is truly amazing thing about
Yeah,
our
we
industry.
strike up conversations with complete strangers in this place.
Yep. So,
Outstanding. So yeah,
Well,
if
there
you're
we-
in this
there we-
industry, pat yourself on the back.
there we go. That's all
Great,
I have to
yeah.
say about this week. That's
And if you get the opportunity to come to the show at some point, this should be on everyone's bucket list.
Sure.
You got to do it once, but please don't wear flip-flops, cut off jeans. But just
it is a trade show.
Dress
You gotta kind
respectable.
of be professional.
remember the old
sorta.
saying, like, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Come here, and I just like to see this elevated just a touch in that direction. But again, if I have to give that up
Yeah.
for the feeling of camaraderie,
Right.
it's fair enough, man.
Yeah.
I will, however, point and laugh at your Crocs.
Yeah, I saw a
and-
couple things that I wish that they wouldn't go in that direction, but that's okay. That's just my
It's
own
growth.
personal.
It's part of growth.
Yeah, it's my own personal opinion about things, but it's definitely not anything that's going to impact anybody having a good time.
No.
Not one bit.
So awesome, man.
I hear the Zamboni coming.
So before that comes, just to make sure this gets out there loud and clear, thank you again to the great folks at Magnaflow.
Yep.
Can't say thanks enough for the use of your facilities. You guys have a fantastic booth here. You got a great thing going on every year here at the SEMA Show.
Yeah.
And obviously a fantastic product. And
I run it.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, my 64 truck.
I got Magnaflows on my 49.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who went different. I got Flowmasters behind my Hemi. My Hemi.
Yeah,
What?
I know.
Powerful.
I know.
I remember my first V8.
At your age, I'm a man. Remember anything. So,
Speaking of comment, who made the comment about and it still couldn't do a burnout? Who made that comment talking about your car?
Oh,
yeah, that's
oh, we're talking about the wheels. Talking about the wheels.
6 inches wide, still couldn't do
That
a
was
burnout.
Scott from Bill Specials.
Yeah, big thanks to Scott Sandoval over at Bill Specialties.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so great hanging with you all the time, and one of the guys again who was pivotal in my kind of coming up in the industry. Thank you, sir, man. We look forward to. He'll be on too.
Yeah.
Wow, we're just making all kinds of promises.
Oh, yeah.
We'll also be resurrecting Elvis. It's interesting how we're doing that. There's an app for that.
Oh.
Okay, though, closing this out again. Thank you, Carson Lev from Redfin Productions. Great to have you on our side.
And his son Aaron. We kind
Aaron-
of left Aaron out.
How do we leave?
I don't know, because Aaron was there
He's so quiet.
every bit of the way. I think it's because he's so quiet.
Yeah, he's
And
so
Aaron's the guy
quiet.
behind the scenes,
He is behind the scenes.
pulling.
Takes care of a lot of the business.
He
end of
mans
stuff.
the ropes pretty well back there.
Absolutely.
That's a fantastic team. You talk about father and son teams.
Great team.
Jeez
Absolutely.
Louise. But thank you guys for everything, and thank our Airbnb hosts too.
Yeah.
Great house, tons of amenities. We're not going to tell you where this one is because
We're getting
Yeah,
it
we're
next
making
year.
it next year. Yeah.
But all things said and done, one last time, Magnaflow, thank you very much for your hospitality.
Yes. Thank you very much.
A big shout out again to all of our friends, our Hot Rod family, and thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you for
thank you,
helping
Brian.
me walk.
Thank you for
Yeah.
all your hard work.
Yeah.
Thank
for
you.
for what you do for us.
Thanks for
Thank
not
you very
giving up on me when I yelled at everybody the whole week before SEMA.
Lots of yelling. Yes.
A lot of slave driving went on, but thank you guys. Your hard work, Alex, mind blowing.
Yeah.
You, man, you were the man behind the scenes. You are the prime mover of all the good things that happened this week. Brad, thank you.
Thank you.
It's gonna get mushy here.
Told myself I wouldn't cry.
Then- Glad I still have a piece of dynamite in my pocket. It's blocking my nipple from poking through. But does more than it says. But I guess that closes out episode 34, gentlemen.
And thank you, Alex, for saving my stories. I would throw these things together and go,
Wow.
please finish these, because
Wow.
Alex in there wordsmithing the hell out of everything,
Yeah.
and then posting them under my name.
Yes.
Look how good I look.
oh yeah, think how great I wrote
your
part
story?
of that, and it's a Brian story.
It's all
Yeah,
right.
there's a minor glitch.
There's a
Sorry
lot
if
of
it
there's
needs
a lot
to
of stuff.
change.
It's just
Collective
it's
mind.
it's a group thing. It's a lot of times
It's
it's
a
a group
group
thing.
effort.
You know,
That's
it doesn't really matter who's writing stuff because a lot of times
About-
there's phone calls or whatever discussing
About me a
what's
bit.
going on.
If you look
So,
at the edit history in a lot of these, it'll be funny. It'll be like, Alex Welsh edited here, Brad King edited here.
Yeah.
Brian went and fixed Brad's typos here. Oh, no, it doesn't really say that.
Brad
does it?
Brad fixed Brad's at it. Yeah.
Brad put the exclamation points back in.
Brad changed Brian's limerick to haiku. Yeah. All right, though. But anyway, coming out of here, huge week.
We got big things planned.
Big things.
Round
things
6 is
planned.
going to do some huge things. I'm excited to see how it's going to go down.
We hope you guys will stick with us. And that said, I hear the Zamboni in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
we're not at a hockey game either.
We're gonna shut this one out, but by thanking you guys for listening,
Thank you for listening.
watching.
And on this particular deal, watching. I apologize that you have to actually look at us now. That's
Now you know why it's an audio podcast.
now you know.
Here's the thing: if we get some money, we're gonna buy better looking people to play us.
That's right.
So
Or we're gonna get a ton of really bad plastic surgery work.
So go to our website.
Or the awesome filter, so we're going to be nice and fun. Everything will be clean around us, but we'll be nice and blurry, so
Yeah,
it
you
won't.
look-
or they'll superimpose people over over top of us.
All
and
gonna
it's-
look, we're gonna use the Sybil Shepherd filter.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
But so maybe that's the inspiration you guys need to go on our website and just buy tons of stuff because it'll get better looking hosts. That'd be a great one.
What's that?
Help us buy better looking hosts. That'll be a
There you
great
go.
sticker. Yeah, if you get a chance, stickers. Big thanks to Kevin Mead over at Colorworks, by the way. Holy
Gave away
moly.
a ton of your product this week, Kevin. Thank you.
Came through
Yes,
for us.
thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was a last minute deal.
That was our SEMA Thrash,
Boy.
which became your SEMA Thrash.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
You're outstanding, man. You got good friends in the industry. So,
Yes, he did great. Thank you again.
all that said, wrapping it up here from the Magnaflow stage in Hot Rod Alley at SEMA Show 2018. Episode 34, I guess, is in the bag, man.
Back.
As always, I'm walking out of this one here a much more SEMA-legged Brian.
Wow.
You just took mine.
Yeah, he took everybody's. So
And
I'm
a
just,
SEMA-leg
I'm
Brad.
just,
Thanks,
I'm just
dude.
Brad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just Alex. Tired.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, man, and we'll
Thank
catch
you
you
for
guys next
listening.
time.
Yes.
Thanks for the support.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh.
Do it on a trap door. We could all just.
Just
Let me
pitch our
see.
chairs backwards.
Let me make
and
sure this sucker took.
land on our heads.
I'd cry if it didn't. Oh shit, dude was on mute.